Alright, Cag Matchup Chart. Caggers. Let's say like 6'4", 5.5, 4.5, 5'5", 4.5, 5.5, and let's add one below. Oh, wait, this one needs to be this. And then the 4'6". Okay. 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 We're gonna go in reverse this time. So I started from the top. Start from the bottom. Versusia. Honestly, I think this matchup might. I don't have a lot of experience in this matchup, but personally, I think it's even. Like I said, once she spends Pillar, I can play the game. Essentially, it's just kind of how they spend Pillar. A lot of Versusia players I've seen spend EX Pillar, like they spend the cooldown relatively early. I don't even like consider it early. They're comfortable with spending it, to say that. But then after that, like, I can't really set up, but it's like it's not that hard to approach Versusia compared to like other zoners. Her buttons are big, but they're slow. So it's like it's not too crazy. And then if it's not Pillar, Rock kind of just like owns her because she can't she can spot dodge, of course, like every other character. Her jump is pretty slow. So it gives me time to like kind of think about what I'm doing, like how to approach her again. But yeah, she can still zone Cag. I can't set up against her, but it's like it's not too crazy to get in. IMO. Okay, next. Beatrix. I'd probably say it's even. Probably. I don't even want to say it's definitely not losing. It's definitely not losing. I don't think so. I'm pretty sure this is even. Pretty positive this is even. She can just ignore traps, but the fact that 2-2M isn't plus anymore is a big thing. She can't just ignore traps and then be in advantage, you know? It's like I can still set up traps. She's not one of the characters. Like the only thing that's threatening from her full screen is 2-3-6U. So me being able to just sit back and kind of like get space from her, she has to do something to approach. She's either going to like try to just, you know, maneuver around traps or make some risky attempt to get in. And if she does 2-2M, she essentially ends her turn. We're playing RPS. Is she gonna DP? Is she gonna do the follow up? She's gonna do whatever. But like, yeah, she can still navigate around traps and stuff like that. But it's not like she can do it for free. So I feel like it's not winning, because I feel like it would be winning if Far 5H caught her on the ground. But Far 5H, or not Far 5H, freaking 2-2U, or just 2-2 in general, low profile is everything. So that's just like, I can't throw out normals and just stuff her out. So it's like she can approach, but it's like, it's not 100% free. So yeah. Vane. I think this matchup's losing. Personally, this is a losing matchup. Because it's just like he's shield combined with 214U. So I can't really do anything about that. Unless he's like not next to shield. Because shield, that taking a hit, that just means he can either get rid of spear for free, Like, he can just throw out, he can be throwing out 214 behind his shield, and spear won't hit him. So that's like big bad. 214 clears traps no matter if it's in the air or the ground. It is big enough to catch both air and ground. So it's like I can't set up anything. Approaching him is a pain because of shield. If I jump and he freaking 2H's me, I'm dying. I'm taking 50% without a meterless DP, and I am big sad. So personally, I think this guy can keep out Cag. Like, him being able to keep out Cag is not good for Cag. And approaching him is not easy. Cag does not have, like, the greatest tools to approach. So it's, like, not cool. Also, Greg, thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. Hope you're having a good day so far. Thank you for stopping by. But yeah, this is not cool. Not cool. I don't like it. Okay. Next. 2B. As much as I hate fighting this character, I think this matchup's even. There is just, you know, fighting 2B, but I personally think this matchup is even. Alright, I can attempt to zone out this character, but 236M is probably one of the best projectiles in the game, and it's just like, it's so fast. It's like an instant full screen projectile. If I try to set up anything and like at the wrong time, I'm dying. And if I am in hit stun against 2B, or just like if I get hit full screen and I let 2B approach, I am not having a good time, because then I have to deal with her normals, and that's not cool. If you're on the back foot against 2B, you're not having fun ever. But Cag has good, she has, what is it, JM is a really good like air to air, so that's a good like poke for when she goes in the air. Cag is very mobile, so like if she just like, if she gives you space in the corner, I'm freaking super jumping, and I'm finding a way to get out of the corner. So she can't really just like pin me down in the corner as much as other characters. But 2B is still 2B, and her normals are good. She outranges Cag in the normal department. Her like forward advancing normals not cool against Cag, definitely not. But I feel like being able to maneuver around her BS is kind of an advantage when it comes to fighting this character. She can kind of ignore traps too. Ground traps not as much. Air trap, well, she can jump, but like when she does jump, like you're being subject to Cag like air to air, which isn't the greatest for 2B, since Cag, like I mentioned, like JM is pretty good as an air to air. But yeah, her being in the air is strong. She can avoid like ground traps. She can even avoid air traps with good like placement, and JH is big as hell. So if you mistime any like anti-airs, it's not going to be good. And it will definitely clear traps, clear like air traps. So it's like, you can try to set up against her, but it's not the easiest to do. But yeah, let's see, next we're getting 1.5 villain number 1. I think this matchup is a 4.5. Like, I don't think it's 4.6, but it's definitely losing, I think. Just like it's like thinking about it. It's like his normals, well, I can't even say his normals. His normal, his freaking far 5M. That's a really good poke. I'm not sure if it outdistances Cag far 5M, but I'm pretty sure it's faster. And it's like the same, like it's as big as far 5M. and it's faster. I think it's faster. Don't quote me on that. I think it's faster. But that move can stuff out a lot of what I'm trying to do. He's never really in the range where I can far 5H him. Because, you know, far 5H, well, far 5H. He can just, like, teleport is a pretty good, like, way to ignore, like, Cag setting up stuff. Like, if I press rock at the wrong time and he H teleports, I'm getting hit with him diving down into who knows how much, depending on whatever his blade level is and position on the screen. The same with, like, any teleport too, or any other teleport. So you can just kind of, like, avoid my set play. And funny enough, H actually clears ground traps. I thought it didn't, but I guess I was thinking about pre-patch, or I just don't know what I'm talking about. And it clears ground traps, so even if I'm trying to sit down, trying to camp them out on like a ground trap, I'm just like, oh, I can't really do that, because it just clears, and now he's plus, and I'm probably gonna spend a BP because I don't want to hold whatever the hell he has to offer up. And then he can just throw out, like, moves on the screen and taking up space. If you can take up more space than Cag, I feel like you have a decent matchup into her. So if you can control more space, then I can't really set up. And then I have to approach you. And Cag approaching is not, it's very committal. If you can react to teleport, and if you're patient enough to wait out her jumping, then it's like, it's not crazy. You don't have to do much. So you can force me to approach, which I don't want to do, or else he's gonna get level 5, which he gets it so easy now. What is it? His 623? I'm pretty sure it's 623 out. That move is fast as hell. Takes up like a fourth of the screen. Clears both air and ground traps. It's like that's a good, like, that is a good move to, like, just control space. So I personally, yeah, all those things make me believe that this is not, it's not like down here. Why it isn't down here, I just don't think it is. I can't give you an exact reason, but I just don't think it is. I think he's, like, right here. Okay, next, Grim Fraud, Rob Nier, whatever you want to call it. I've always put him down here. I don't know if it might be over here, but I think this character, we got some gapping to do against this character. We got some gapping to do against this character. Seals make it basically impossible to hold him down. He ignores, like, with that, he ignores, like, traps and stuff like that. I can't set up because his freaking projectile is like it's not instant, but he can send that full screen and it just ignores me setting up. I can't, like, if I rock at the same time that he throws out his projectile and does, like, the what is it, the 6 or the 4 variant to make it go faster, I'm eating that, and he sets up seals, and now I'm having to deal with whatever the hell is, you know, Grimnir. So honestly, I think that's like enough. I can't keep this guy down. He just kind of, I can't sit back and just, like, set stuff up, or else he gets set up. And him getting set up is a lot worse than me getting set up, because he can just ignore everything that I have on the screen. And then if he decides to not let me set up, he can just do that, because, you know, he has a projectile, and boom. Now I have him set up. I let him set up, and now I don't have anything set up. But like I said, me having anything set up doesn't really matter, unless they're just, you know, unless they want to run into it. So yeah, that's this guy. Okay, Nier. You know, last patch I would definitely say she's winning, but she does the exact same thing, but she just doesn't have it as often, which wants me to put her more here, but I still think she wins in this matchup. It's just that she doesn't have access to like whatever. I'm just gonna leave her here for now, but personally I think Nier beats Cag as long as she manages her resources right. As long as she manages her resources right, yeah, I would say she beats Cag. Not that like she can ignore her like set play and stuff like that, because she can't just like clear it whenever the hell she wants. But I think the threat of 214 and like 214 H and U and then 22U, the threat of those two are enough to like just like not invalidate but make like just like setting up and like approaching or even like your pressure a lot more like scary than it is for a lot of other characters. Because if you do that and you guess wrong, or I can't even say guess wrong, if they guess right, because in that situation you're not really guessing wrong. Well, you kind of are, but you get what I mean. But if they guess right and you take a 214 when I'm trying to set up trap or trying to charge rock, I'm eating some damage, a good amount of damage. She might not have the 50-50 set play that she used to have, but I'm still eating a good chunk of damage depending on what like how much health I have. She could still like shit out a bunch of damage basically for a move that is it's definitely a lot more risky to throw out now, because when she doesn't have death she can't really play the game. But she throw that out because it's safe. It's safe depending on the follow-up. Like, she just doesn't follow up with anything. It's safe on block. So if she guesses wrong, unless I'm hitting her with spear, like freaking 623M point blank, it's safe. So I'm not really like what am I trying to say? It's like I feel like that in itself, she can kind of, like I said, people that can control more space than Cag are probably have a decent matchup against her, because if I can't set up what I want to do, then life is not easy. Life is not easy, and Nier can do that. Even just death being on the screen, as risky as it is now, is enough of a threat to not try to set up anything. And yeah, that's just, it's not easy. So yeah, that's Nier. Siegfried, another losing matchup. I personally think that this is definitely another losing matchup. If it was pre-patch, it would be down here, but this version, I think it's right here. He can't really ignore Cag set play like the other characters. Nier is kind of in the same boat, but his buttons are bigger and scarier than Cag's. If you can outrange Cag, that's another thing. If you're outranging Cag, it's not easy. Yeah, like I said, he can't really ignore her set play, but the threat of 2M is real. Very, very real. I can't really do anything in pressure, but I guess that's him for like every character. But it's just, this is a scary guy right here. Like I said before, if there was still like pre-patch 236H, that'd be pretty scary. I'm pretty sure that 236U clears all traps, so that he can just kind of like run it. Maybe not ground traps. I know it clears air traps, but that clears that, so he can just he can kind of get in. Like that's another thing with like kind of comparing him to Nier. He has options that can clear traps for, you know, the cost of 50 meter. And it doesn't beat everything, but it's still enough to be a threat from, you know, wherever, on top of his already like pretty like solid kit. 214 is also pretty threatening. That takes up like half screen. I can't really, like, charge doesn't really matter, but it's half screen, basically unreactable. And I don't know if it clears ground traps. I don't remember, but it definitely clears air traps. But yeah, the threat of those is not. It's not easy to deal with. Anyways. Anila. Me personally, I think this is also another losing matchup. Not a 4-6, a 4-5, probably. I've been saying this ever since I fought, what is it? I helped Riazzo when he asked for games, when he was still playing Anila. I don't even remember if this was pre-patch, like, prior to the 214 changes. But, personally, I think this is another matchup where Cag controls less space, therefore she loses. Like, just the threat of just the sheeps, both versions, 214 and like 236. 236 is pretty well, depending on the version. 236L is pretty slow, so it lets her kind of just like, you know, depending on distance. That's another thing that I didn't mention, but like if you can play full screen against Cag, I feel like her like ranges where she's good in are like, of course, like not like in your face, but like kind of like neutral. She's a pretty strong neutral, and like 3/4 screen. But if you can set up stuff and just throw out stuff like full screen, she can't contest there. Like the only thing that can like that reaches full screen is 623U and Rock. But Rock is hella slow, and yeah. But the threat of both sheeps, that you can't roll them. You know, that's something for everybody. But the sheeps, I feel like, control more space and allow Anila to kind of like approach a lot easier than some other characters can do. And the threat of eating any of the ult skills from full screen, like it's not, what is it, 236U got nerfed, so the last one, or it just doesn't go full screen anymore. But the threat of that in general, when you're trying to set up anything, charge rock, spear beats it, but like if you're trying to charge rock or set up anything, the threat of that in eating like 60% when they have full meter is not, it's not good. It's not good. But yeah, I think 236U in general is like controls enough space to kind of invalidate what Cag is trying to do, or should be trying to do, depending on who you're playing. But I think it just like completely, I can't say completely, but it makes it really, really hard. And then 214 and like that in jumping off, the freaking variant where she jumps off is hard to deal with as well. And if you try to set up at a wrong time, because I'm pretty sure the 214 when she hops off of it like beats a lot of things. Like it's like mini forward one to F150. So that thing's going through rock. That thing doesn't care about traps. And the M version now wall bounces into counter hit, or not even on counter hit. It just wall bounces in general if you get hit. So if you get hit by that, you're eating. If they have 50 meter, you're eating a freaking 2-1. You're eating a 2-1 for you. And then now you have to deal with Anila pressure. Like Anila pressure isn't too scary, but like it's basically like when do you jump? When do you jump? With Cag, you know, jumping is not that bad. But Anila's 2H is pretty big, so if you jump at the wrong time, no matter how high up you are, unless you're literally, I don't even know if you can super jump over that, but if you jump at the wrong time, you're gonna die. You're dying for that. And then 2U is a really good move to kind of just like clear traps, and also depending on how close Cag is, like that thing takes up like a fourth of the screen. So if you're within that range, which is, like I said, pretty big, you're gonna get caught out. And if you block it at the very least, if you block it and she can clear traps, it's you know, not something you want to happen, because she'll cancel into something else, and then boom, you just lost more space, and she also cleared your traps. So yeah, that's something. Okay, yeah, that's Anila. Anyways, Avatar Belial. I think this one is winning. Personally, I don't think it's even. I don't know. Like, it's definitely a border of like even. I don't know what I'd say to make it even, but I think she wins this matchup. Pretty positive she wins this matchup. Like, once you get around the Mario Party, as long as you don't get caught like by anything stupid, don't get caught crouching. He does have, like, you can't really set up against him, but approaching him isn't, like, a big deal. And air-to-airing him is not hard, because thank God for JM. But once you get around the Mario Party, it's not that crazy. Like I said, Cag doesn't have the tools to approach that a lot of other characters do, but it's just, like, it's not that crazy, you know? You get around the Mario Party, you beat his ass. You can't really set up, but you don't really need to set up against this guy. Well, you can set up like ground stuff, so if they do try to like he can only clear air traps for the most part. So if you just set up on the ground and they're like, you know that they're really like, they really like to get in instead of like try to like play you out, or like kind of like outrange you, which I feel like trying to outrange Cag in this situation, like that's probably the stronger game plan. If you're trying to just like go all in and get on her, then I can just sit back and do whatever. But yeah, it's not that bad. I genuinely think that Cag has an easier time, and it's definitely the easier matchups to like approach in. Anyways, the other Belial, this is not good. Not good. Very bad. Very, very bad. Not good. Belial is Belial. Yeah, if you've seen any Belial Cag, buttons are better. No meterless DP is scary. Projectile is scary. 5U, depending on where they do it, is also very scary. There is counterplay to 5U, obviously, depending on distance, but it's scary. This freaking, he has an air stall. It's like, it isn't great. Air stalls work against Cag and everybody in the cast, but like that in itself makes anti-airing with far 5H not as easy. His JH is massive, so if you're late on the press, well, depending on how late, but you can't be late to this guy's JH, or else you're gonna eat JH counter hit into far 5H into you're in the corner. GG's. Shake my hand. But yeah, this guy is just good. He has the tools to deal with Cag. He can outspace Cag He can play full screen against Cag with his projectile. Him approaching Cag isn't that hard. Like, yeah, he kind of has to, like, respect trap, but the threat of 5U, like, if you spear at the wrong time, you eat 5U, and then boom, you're on the back end. Not cool. Everyone against Belial is a 4-6. You might be right. You might be right. You might be right. But yeah, this is just not ideal. You never want to play into this. But yeah, for different reasons, he's on the same list as Grimnir. Okay, another matchup that we're hitting the 4-6 is Bubs. This matchup has been bad ever since Vanilla. Hasn't gotten better in this game at all. So I feel like the biggest reason, two of the biggest reasons, is dive and projectile. His projectile is busted. That thing clears air traps and is, I've mentioned it before, is literally Siegfried pre-patch 236 before pre-patch 236. So he can just, he'll throw that out, sit full screen, throw that out, and he just runs in for free. And that's one thing. He doesn't even have to just run in. Like, he can just, you know, jump up. He can feint dive or actually dive. His freaking JU is, oh my goodness gracious. That J, hold on. This move is criminally underrated, bro. You were never anti-airing this guy. Ever. Where is he? This move is stupid. This move is stupid as hell. Do they have the hitboxes on this thing? I don't have the hitbox modded. But this move is stupid. This move is massive. Like, you think you can anti-air that? Nope. You are not anti-airing this move, bro. You are not anti-airing this move. So not only does he have dive, which is also an anti-air, he has this move, which you cannot stuff out to save your life. So on top of dive, he has multiple ways to just stuff out me trying to, like, get you out of the air, which is probably Cag's strongest point. 4-5H, really good move, but, like, this move is just, like, better. This move is better. Projectile is, like I said, stupid. You can just, like, ignore everything. Dive ignores step play. No meterless DP. Not cool. Not cool, not cool. But yeah, that's... I don't really have to say too much more. It's just not good. Anyways, Vira. I think this is a 6-4. I think shouldn't be losing this matchup, personally. Personally, we should not be losing this matchup. Vira doesn't really have any way to, like, pre-install Vira. Has no way to approach Cag if I get any space. If I get any type of space, if you get knocked down as Vira and I set up, you're gonna set up Lumi and pray. You will set up Lumi and pray. Because approaching Cag as Vira is just, like, outside of install. Even in install, it's not easy. It's just not possible. My normals are better than hers. Freaking 2M beats out 4-5M, I'm pretty sure. I think it might be same frame data, but it's bigger. 4-5H stuff out, like, anything in the air. If I set up trap, she can't really do anything. Like I said, she's set up Lumi, but, like, if I just back up anymore, because Lumi doesn't go full screen. So if I just back up more and let you, like, try to approach, then it's just, like, you can't do anything about it. So if I just decide I don't want to interact with you, personally, I think Vira cannot win this matchup. It's just not... you should not lose to Vira. if you just decide not to interact with her. Yeah, they can like get like look. I don't think it's luck, but I think she has to place like when she wants to approach, she has to place everything very, very like she has to place it at all the right times to be able to get in. Once she gets in, yeah, it's hard to get out. I don't think it's as hard to get out as like other characters, like, you know, obviously Belial. But like she has no projectile. She can't challenge me full screen unless she has like ult what is it, ult Lumi or install like 214. But now that's punishable. So if I just watch your meter, I don't have like I can just sit back, and if I let you, you know, throw out waste your meter, then you're either wasting 50 or you're wasting 50 and getting punished. So it's like she can't really do anything about that. So yeah, realistically, if Cag plays the matchup right, we should not be losing to Vira. If you just play Cag like a zoner, you see, that's the problem. Half the player base, not even half the player base, 70%, 80% of Cag's player base does not play Cag like a zoner. And that correlates to 80% of the Cag players not knowing how to play Cag. I feel like if people just figure out how to play against Cag, it's like you'll see that 80% of the player base, and you'll just be like, it's like, no, this is the reason why people are like, this character's garbage. This is the reason why there are so many down players on this, not even down players on the character, just down players for the character that don't even play the character. People that downplay this character and play like that, it's like, yeah, no wonder you downplay this character, is because you don't know how to play her. So it's like, it's crazy. I'm just like, every modern fighting game zoner doesn't get damage from being a zoner. It's like, she doesn't even, like, the thing is, she doesn't need to get damage. If she can just set up and make you do something stupid, and then she can, like, she can play, like, not rush down. She can be aggressive, but I feel like she doesn't need to be aggressive off the bat. She can let you mess up, and then she can put you in a bad position, then she can be aggressive. It's not like, I'm just gonna run in, you know, do whatever because I can. You can't do that. If someone knows how to play against your character, you cannot do that. So it's like, you set up, you let them make mistakes, and then you push them when you have advantage. So it's like no, not nobody, but like people that aren't, you know, the Cag players don't do that. So it's like, no wonder people are like, I can't win with this character. This character sucks. Bottom 10 Cag. Nezu tierless. It's just like, you don't know how to play against the character. Or you don't know how to play the character, my bad. Yeah, fighting Cag player not to play a Cag, yeah, it's rough. Like, as a Cag player myself, I do not like fighting Cag. But I feel like if you play against Cag, like a Cag player that knows how to play Cag, it's not easy, you know? A Ferry 236H, whatever pulls in, oh yeah, 236L, and then you side switch. It's like, yeah, Ferry can just like not approach you, and then she'll, you know, you try to approach her, you get hit with 236L, and now you're in the corner, you're eating freaking unreactable 50-50. So it's like, so it's, yeah, it's like some people just play the character wrong. Although, you know, Rising encourages people to just brainlessly like run in and press buttons, throw out old skills, and it do damage. So, you know, it's not entirely their fault, but it's just not how the character is meant to be played, IMO. So that's just me. So yeah, that should not be able to, Vira should not be able to win this matchup. Should not. If you let her win, you got gapped. Or you don't know how to play the matchup. Or you don't know how to play Cag. So it's, you know, it is what it is. Anyways, 6. This is actually, I wouldn't say it's, I feel like it's borderline. It's borderline winning, but I would say it's even. Because once 6 gets to play offense, you don't really get to play the game. But it's another one of those where, like, if you don't let him in, it's hard for him to get going because all his plus frame stuff just gets shut out by you placing trap. Like empty hand, the wall dive, plus frames are gone when he steps on trap. If you press a button, you're eating trap, and now I'm on offense. But it still gets rid of plus frames regardless. All I have to do is get back, place trap, sit behind it, and if you jump into it, it's my turn. So, yeah. But the difference is, comparing the Vira, is that he actually has tools to get in. So, like, if he just throws out Gate of Demons, he takes up, you know, whatever the space of the screen when the thing is coming down. He can approach right there. But I can still sit behind traps, and it's still not easy for him to just, like, take his turn. He has to throw the stuff out and then do, like, extra, maybe, like, clear the traps, get around some extra stuff. So I can't just throw out stuff for free, because he has the tools to get in, but he can't just, you know, he can't just win because it's 6, you know? So, yeah, I would probably, yeah, after saying that, I would probably say it's more even than it is winning. I definitely would not say it's losing. It's definitely one of 6's worst matchups, even though it's not even that bad. Okay, Eustace? I don't know, because I've fought a couple of Eustace players recently. I think it's even, personally. Because I know there's, like, been saying, like, Eustace, or people that can control space or play full screen beat Cag, but personally, I don't know. I don't think he controls space as well as some of the other, like, he's not, like, as threatening, because he still wants to get in, but he can't, like, he can't do it as well. Like, yeah, he can zone, but, like, it's not hard to approach Eustace, personally. If he throws out, like, what is it? I don't know, like, the charge inputs for it, but if he throws out, like, his normal projectile, not the ball, I can just jump over that. If he stalls it, if he, like, charges it, I can jump over that and, like, teleport, so I get in. It's easier for me to get in. Ball is pretty situational. It's definitely better close range. Ult ball is not that hard to spot dodge. If you, like, delay spot dodge, you beat it. So then he wastes 50 meter. I think bomb is probably the trickiest thing to play around, although I feel like that's just not just a Cag thing, but that's like a matchup knowledge in general thing. So, like, approaching him isn't that hard. I can't really set up because he'll just shoot me from full screen, so, like, yeah. So it's like one of those things where, like, you can kind of challenge him if you push him closer than full screen, maybe like 3-4, so I can, like, spear him and get him knocked down, and then I can just, like, kind of, like, gradually approach him, you know, place traps so he doesn't get too close, and then kind of play that game, because I can, like, contest his zoning if he's not full screen. Like I mentioned, if they're not full screen, like, if you can play full screen against Cag, you're winning, probably. Most likely. But if I have you within, like, 3/4 range, half screen, if you have to play around spear, it's probably not the easiest. And he doesn't really have anything that kind of, like, everything, a well-timed spear will beat out him throwing anything. So, yeah. That's what I think. This character, Prada said this matchup is bad. I don't have a lot of experience against this character. I'm gonna believe it and just put him here without any, like, real, like, evidence as to why. But yeah, he controls space better than Cag. He can play full screen. He doesn't really need to approach, but his normals are bigger than Cag, so I can, like, see it. But yeah, he can kind of, like, play full screen. I guess his parry isn't as crazy. His parry is just like in this matchup, it's a parry. It works like a parry. But yeah, this is like he can outrange Cag in like zoning wars and just like normal wise. He can just outrange him. I think Perry is also used to approach on like stuff like rock and stuff like that, so maybe that's like another thing. But you know, if Prada says so, I will trust Prada's judgment. But yeah, I will just leave this here because it's there. All right, let's see who is next. Yuel. A lot of people say Yuel Cag is Yuel favored. I think it's even at the worst. Personally, like it's even maybe even like winning. That is if you get space. But yeah, I'm just gonna put this even. I don't think like Flip is, or like yeah, 214 is annoying to deal with. She's just an annoying character to deal with in general. But like I don't know, it's not as hard, like especially now that she doesn't automatically parry mids. I have big enough buttons to challenge her if she throws out or if she tries to go back like with Flip. So being able to challenge her in that regard, especially now, is better. She doesn't have a free approach. Yeah, she can clear ground traps with what is it, 214, and she goes the low variant, but the non-EX version is hella punishable, and if space, depending on spacing, EX is also punishable. And if she does any of the other ones, I can just sit back, and as long as I have a trap out, she loses her turn, and she's getting hit for it too. So she can't really like, she doesn't have an easy time getting around traps. I feel like that's like her biggest weakness against Cag, is if Cag gets space, yeah, she's like mobile, and you know, air stall is kind of tricky to deal with, but that, you know, that goes for every character. She is mobile, but like she can't just get in for free. But dealing with her is definitely annoying. When she gets in, it's kind of hard to get out. But I think keeping her out, if you can keep her out, it changes the game a lot. But I don't think it changes enough to the point where she's like, it's a winning matchup. So yeah. Zooey. Oh, this matchup's losing. She loses this matchup. Probably. I'm pretty sure she loses this matchup. I'm pretty sure. Dragon in itself is hard to deal with. That is a really good projectile. All three versions are pretty good. Ult Dragon is, I'm not sure if it clears. Okay, I have the game open. Why don't I just check? Why don't I just check? Hold on. I know it's not ground traps, but if I just like, that's the wrong one. Oops. Yeah, it does clear. So that does clear, and if I'm trying to set up like anything, if she sees me do this, boom, forward F150. So setting up isn't easy. This move is not fun to deal with. Like, well, none of these moves are fun to deal with, but like, this move also clears air traps and shuts down 3/4, even 4/5 of the screen. So she can play this, and while I can set up, I still have to worry about the threat of this. I mean, even if I try to teleport in, if she just throws this out and I pick the wrong time, I'm getting hit and it's not cool. Or if she throws out this, then yeah, it's like, it's not cool. And another thing, I'm pretty sure trap. Okay, no, not. Like if I do this. Okay, no, yeah, it's punishable. I was like, if that wasn't punishable, then. So I can kind of do that, but like if it's placed like right here, she can just like do that and then she moving. So yeah, I don't think it's like that bad, but like it's still not favorable at all. Okay, Soriz, this is another 6-4. Personally, this is another 6-4. This is another like thing with like Vira. It's like he has ways to get in. Well, actually, no, he doesn't even have any ways to get in. He needs meter to get in. If I get space, he shouldn't win. There's no way he should win. It's just, you know, keeping him away, that's not easy. At least he gets super armor. See, that's like another thing with like, Vira. If you just like watch, their meter, that shouldn't be a problem. I'm just gonna spot dodge it, and if I block it, I'm still in advantage. So, doesn't and she's -6. Hey, yeah, fair enough. But yeah, yeah, personally, if Soriz gets any type of space from Cag and I can set up anything, he should not be able to get back in. That's pretty much like the basis of how I'm like judging these. Alright, that's done. I didn't really need to say much for this. Narm, another 5-5. It's not as bad as these two. Like command dash into flip, trap is punishable for it, but flip is, the command dash into flip can somewhat ignore traps depending on like positioning. Like it's not always gonna beat it depending on where it is, and it's not always gonna lose to it. Yeah, Setsuna and flip, yeah. Setsuna is pretty good. Setsuna is pretty good, but it's, if you like spot dodge it, or if you roll it or jump it, she will die. It's like Anila if she throws out like 2-3-6 and you jump over it. It's the same thing. She's like, you can probably run up in 6-8 and freaking close H her if you jump over that or roll it. She will eat for it. She will eat that, all of it. But yeah, Setsuna is kind of makes stuff a little bit like challenging to like set up, but Narm doesn't have a full screen presence, so if you just like get her away from you, I don't even think the thing goes like, not half screen, but like I don't think it goes 3/4. Yeah, it doesn't even go like half. So if you can get her here, if you knock her down once, back up and set up trap, she has to kind of try to find her way in. And impatient MFs will do this. And to that I say I'm gonna react to it and press close H, or just have a trap down in front of me. So yeah. But I think the entire matchup is just playing around this. Like it literally is just playing around these two. If you just sit down, like if you just get like, If I just go here, transient to go past the traps. You're talking about like ult 214? Like this one? I see like no one use this unless it's like they're in the corner and they just like try to hit confirm, or not even hit confirm, they just do this to get out of the corner. While she can do that, I've never seen anybody do it. Not in this batch, at least. Like, I remember the other one when she would side switch, but that's also, like, reactable. So, if they're doing anything like that, I'm pressing a button. So, oh, like this? It depends. Like, side switch? Like that one? Yeah, it depends. It depends on where the trap is placed. Like, if I have a trap right here, and she tries to like do that, she gets caught. So it depends on the spacing. I know what you mean. Like she can definitely do that, but it depends. Like realistically, or not realistically, ideally, if I'm playing against Narm, I'm sitting right here with my traps. I'm not like doing this because I know she can like do this. But if I just sit right here, or, you know, imagine she landed on that, then she loses her plus frames. So, ideally, in an ideal world, when I am set up, I'm like this. So she can't do that. But of course, like I said, it's not always going to be like that way, but that definitely, like, cancels that out to some extent. So where she can't do it all the time. So yeah. Anyways. Actually, let me use the rush. I need to go take a piss, and I will be right back. Alright. 727 redeem. Are you familiar with Osu game? I haven't changed that since then. I used to stream Osu a lot. My fault. I haven't changed anything since I've like streamed Osu. So yeah, my apologies. My apologies. Anyways, next, Vaseraga. Honestly, I don't know where to put this guy because I genuinely do not know how to fight him. Yeah, I know how to fight him, but it's like, does it matter? Like, it doesn't matter if you know how to fight this guy. You can just mistime your meaty, or even like be a frame off on your stagger pressure. You get old tackled, and now you have to deal with this dude. Like, it's like unstoppable moving force with armor. So it's like, does it matter? It's literally once he gets in stance, it's just a guessing game. Is he gonna get up into your face and do like light command grab? Is he gonna, you know, is he gonna wait for you to jump and do air slash? Is he gonna, you know, do whatever? It's like, realistically, what are you doing about this? It's just a matter of not letting him get started. And personally, I don't think Cag does a good job at that. Like, there is spear, but you can't spear in like an obvious spot. And good Voss players aren't going to just throw out 5U in neutral because he feels like it. Also, let me do this so you don't hear Cag in the back. Yeah, exactly. You press buttons and wins. It's like, I don't care how bad people say this character is. It's just like, his ultimate skill, he is the most, when he gets 50 meter, he is the most ignorant character in the entire game. Like, there's just no, like, I guess there are, like, you can have some close comparisons with some other characters, because there are some other characters in this game, oh my god. But the reason why Fuse, no, like, I can't discredit Fuse. Fuse is cracked. He was cooking in freaking vanilla too, so he knows this stuff. He knows how to play the game, so that's the go right there. But this character, I hate it, bro. But yeah, once Voss gets armor, it's like Cag can't really play. It's like he just walks over traps. he walks over traps. His air slash just clears air traps, and that thing has like no recovery. You know, that's one thing I wanted to check. How much recovery does the freaking air slash and stance have? Because I swear it's like 0, bro. I've never checked, but it's like, holy crap. Not instinction. For 14 frames of recovery. This shit kind of dumb. Hold on, let me check. Let me check for myself. Yeah, once this guy gets armor, it's like I can't really play the game. You lose. GG's. It's like minus 35. He's +1 on that? Oh, nah. I didn't know that. Why is he +5? +8? You gotta be kidding me, bro. Alright, now this character's even more stupid. I didn't even know this was a plus. This is stupid. Hold on, let me... Like... minus 17? Minus 11. He's minus 11. If you do it instantly, he's minus 11. That's like no recovery, bro. Holy. But yeah, this is definitely a character of all time. Yeah, I'm gonna put this in the 4.5. Like, letting him not have armor is harder than, like, it's easier said than done. Way easier said than done. I can't really, like, I can't approach this guy as easy as other characters, so if there's space, like, you can set up against Voss, but there's no point. Because if you try to set up, he 5Us, and then he just starts walking. And you're like, what the hell do I do against this guy just walking? Like, I can't do anything. So, yeah, I'm gonna have to, like, like bug Merp for like advice or something like that because he freaking 3-0'd Fuselit in Paragon. So obviously he knows something that we don't. So one day, one day I'll reach out to him. Anyways, Zeta. Honestly, I think Zeta is probably, I don't know. I think Zeta is either 4.5, 5.5, or even. I'm pushing more 4.5, 5.5, but I'm just like, let me think about this. She can just jump and ignore traps and stuff like that. And then she can play RPS with her spear. So that's one thing. That's one thing going for her. Perry is annoying. But that just might be a me thing. I don't know if that's like a Cag thing. She can kind of just run up into traps and parry him. So I think that's kind of annoying. Projectile full screen is pretty good. I wouldn't say her normals are better, but she can kind of prevent Cag from like setting up if she just like decides to sit back and wait for you to try to set up and just throw out 2-3-6. So, and Cag can't really play in the air as much because if you get, it's not as bad in this version, but 1.4, if you jumped at the wrong time against Zeta and you got freaking 2-2 you were eating 60-70% and you were gonna cry. So it's not as bad, but the option is still there. So I don't know, it's just like, but like, oh yeah, I'll put it right here. It's just like, I don't, it's not like I can't, but it's hard, and I can't really, like, I can't approach her that well. Like, obviously, if I play within distance of, you know, Cag being able to do stuff, I can do stuff, but she doesn't have to be within that distance, and she can just avoid stuff when she wants to, and stuff like that. Okay, man, this is just making it look like I'm a typical Cag down player, but like, I have my reasons. Anyways, Ferry, I don't think any Cag player is telling you this matchup is even. This is not a fun matchup. This is not a fun matchup at all. Definitely not. Normals, big normals. So she covers the space that Cag wants to be in better than Cag can. I guess like her freaking like little swing in the air is kind of hard to deal with, but you know, that's just more of a how good are you at dealing with that thing. It's not like Cag can't do it, but she kind of can avoid traps like that. But yeah, the biggest thing is her her presence is more threatening from the ranges that Cag like prefers than Cag. Her normals are big. Her skills, like 2-3-6 is pretty good. Like, well, it's big. It takes up a lot of space. So I can't, like, if I try to set up, I'm getting hit with either a normal or a 2-3-6, and I am eating GG set play. So that's not something you want to do. Like, it's not unwinnable, but it's like approaching isn't easy. It's easier now that, you know, they were like one-sided dominance. Okay, get rid of your air unblockables. But yeah, it's not fun to do. Easier to do in this patch, but not fun to do. Okay, Lowain. I wouldn't say it's 6'4", but I think it's a 5.5. I think I'm pretty sure this is a 5.5. Like I don't know what would push it over to 6. Like Lowain is very like mobile, but like not mobile in the sense where he can just ignore everything that I do. Like usually if I don't let Lowain get full screen and set up like BS, like if I'm within like 3/4 distance, I'm spearing the hell out of this guy. So the thing is, he's playing to keep away more than Cag, which makes it easier for me to get in. And if he's trying to play keep away, he's eventually just going to run himself into the corner, and then he's going to run out of space. So then I'm just going to, you know, spear. And then I'm in the range where 623M always hits. So it's like, playing around that, the risk reward of him getting knocked down against Cag is, I can't say it's scarier than me getting knocked down against Lowain, because you getting knocked down against Lowain, it could be really good, or not really good. It can be really good for Lowain, or it can just be alright. Because after he sets up whatever, what is it, like Catbot, like 22M or something like that, like the beam, whatever one it is. It's like after that he's probably either throwing out the bros, or he's throwing out he's throwing out the bros, or he's like doing 5U, or throwing out the bros then doing 5U. But if he's doing that, then he's just like giving up more space. If he doesn't do anything, and like it depends on how you react to it. But I feel like Cag is definitely has a easier time not letting him play the game, or not letting him play the game, but not letting him set up what he wants to. And parry isn't real. It's just, you know, you spot dodge it, or you just don't 6XL him. As much as you want to 6XL, you just don't 6XL him, and then you don't have to worry about getting parried and getting knocked down. My normals are better. My specials are beat out pretty much all of his specials if timed at the same time, or, you know, before. So it even later, just depends on when. And if I have rock charge up. So yeah, I don't think it's to the point where it's 6-4, but it's definitely winning at the very least. Okay, now we're just getting into the easier matchups. I think we're not things that won't make me look like a down player. Metera also 5-5 personally. I'm like, it's either 5-5 or even. It's definitely not 6-4. Metera, depending on who you are, it's hard to deal with. I dealt with freaking Senpai Spider Metera when I first started out playing the game, and I wanted to say some things, is all I have to say. In vanilla, I was like, Metera kind of wants to do the same thing where she goes in and out. Yeah, it's like you're not really setting up as Cag into Metera, because 1, she won't let you, and 2, you're just letting her set up. So yeah, but I don't think it's not hard to approach her, I would say. Like, she has a air unblockable in the 623, but that thing doesn't reach full screen. Her DP is kind of ass. And being as mobile as Cag is, with like teleport and stuff like that, if they shoot arrow at the wrong time, it's not looking good for her. And yeah, no meterless reversal means she can't really do anything. Spider Necrotech looked you up. Yeah, I see. I had that in vanilla. I played Spider not as much in this game. I don't know where he is now, but I think I played his 2B more than I played his Metera in this version. Necrotech I haven't played a lot, but they're both very, very solid Metera players. But yeah, I think they're like, obviously this is on the premise that equal skill level. Yeah. Just out on playing vanilla. Hey, don't worry. There's like 70% of the player base has not played vanilla. So you're not missing out on much. Most of the players, I don't, there's like a couple players that played in vanilla that are still like pretty solid now. Like Have a Nice Day, Zerom, Beepaw, Senpai Spider, Nekotech, Merp. Stuff like that. There's a couple others, like Fuselit. But yeah, delay based, no, there wasn't a lot of like tournaments delayed. Like WASD was still going, and for delay, I don't remember how long though. WASD was still a thing. But yeah, that was about it. Those were like the only brackets. But yeah, delay based definitely put a lot of people off. But personally, I'm still vanilla over Rising, just because the state of that game and the state of this game is, yeah. Yup. Anyways, yeah, Metera. Ladiva, on paper, this is 6-4, but grapplers are 5-5, no matter what the matchup is. I don't care. But on paper, this is 6-4 for obvious reasons. But yeah, very, very obvious reasons. Big body. I love command grabs. I hate command grabs. Fuck that. Oh yeah, far 5H, big button. Literally, if you just crouch, lariat, and react to ult skills, you shouldn't be losing against this character. But I'm very good at losing to this character. So realistically, I shouldn't lose to this character, but I will still lose to this character because I hate fighting grapplers. Once Ladiva gets you into the corner, it's GG's. There is no, I'm gonna react to this. It's just, you guess right, and if you don't, you die. And guessing right is not a 50-50, it feels like a 90-10. Or a 10-90, my bad. Okay, command grab blender, yeah. Yeah, it's not cool. But yeah, on paper, I shouldn't lose this matchup. But I will still lose. Because it's Ladiva. But yeah. It's like, on paper, reality. So, yeah. Gap by nothing. Yeah. It doesn't matter, like, who the Ladiva player is. If they just get in, it's bad. I have PTSD from Ladiva, man. Freaking AWT qualifiers. Let me see if I can still go back to that. Actually, no, that wasn't even on stream. It doesn't matter. But yeah, I lost to freaking Gobo for top 8 quals. Loser side top 8 quals. I was up 1-0. Got a fiend, bro. Gobo's a goat. I'm just sad I lost to him. I'm sad because I was up 1-0, one round up on game 2, and I had him in the corner. I think it was like 30% health, 30% until my 80%. I decided to backdash, and I got I got ult lariated, and I lost the set. So yeah, after that happened, it all went downhill, and thank God he freaking went all the way and qualified for day 2, because if not, I was gonna be mad. But I'm just gonna say I let that run happen. If I didn't throw, you wouldn't have the freaking, you guys wouldn't have had the show that was Gobo on day 1. I let it happen. You can thank me. Looking out for the homies, hell yeah. They wanted to see Ladiva command grab freaking gap near. Bro beat Nitro. Bro beat Nitro and Kanari. He beat Nitro, Shuabu, Kanari, and freaking in Deva. I don't know where Deva is now, but yeah. That run was low-key insane. I cannot lie, but I'm just saying. That was me. That was me. I let it happen. So yeah. Yeah, forever PTSD. Forever PTSD. It's alright though. Couldn't make big stage, but we'll get there next time. It won't. Yeah. I lost to 2 Japanese players. Lost to Canarian winners to get out of pools, and then I lost to Gobo to get out to get into freaking to top 8. It was sad. It was sad. But it happens. I got a picture with Gobo, so it's alright. he made up for it. After he beat my ass, I got a picture with him. Because that's the GOAT. I love that guy. But, man. Anyways, Percy. I think Percy's probably even. If you beat Ad Dead took a picture together anyways. Yeah, I took a picture with him after, like, the thing was, like, over. After qualifiers were over. So, that would have been pretty funny, though. I feel like he still would have did it. I love that guy. He's so goofy, bro. He's a great guy. Who's to set and take a photo with a fan? True combo, yeah. The Armado after ebook photos. I feel like I've seen it before, but I don't remember it off the top of my head. Yeah, I feel like I've at least heard of it, if not seen it. But yeah, Percy. I don't know. I know it feels even, but I'm just like. DMs. No way. Oh, bro. Bro was not having it. He was just like, yeah, I don't want to be here. This guy doesn't even look happy either. Oh, that's hilarious, bro. It's an awful picture upvoted. Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely... That's pretty funny. That is pretty funny. Anyways, Percy. I've gotten a lot of matchup experience. Anyways, what would you... Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, yeah. I was about to say, I have a lot of matchup experience now against Percy. In vanilla, this matchup was not cool. I did not like it at all. But now, it's become more tolerable. Thankfully. Why? I wouldn't even be able to tell you. It just feels like maybe I just got a better understanding of the matchup. Because I feel like it plays out the same way. It's just... He's just not as... It's just the fact that Percy himself isn't as threatening in this game mode. Or not this game mode, this version anymore. Yeah, I don't know. It's just like, if I create space, then he can, like, stock up. And then he can run in. Command dash goes over traps as long as I'm not in front of it. So that's one thing. That's kind of the same thing with Narm. So that's one thing. It's just the thing is that if I give him space, he can play the game. Or he can get the stuff to let him play the game. So it's like... Probably better that I don't. But it's not bad if you don't let him in. But he has big buttons. 5M is pretty good. 5H is massive. Not as massive as it was in the last game. And not as good as it was in the last game. But it's massive. And he does damage. And the carpet is just a... That is a thing. That's every matchup. So, that's everything you gotta deal with. How much damage he does with stocks? Oh, yeah. Well, just saying. This was, top 2, top 3 in vanilla. Just imagine... I'm trying to think. He would, like, just having that button, having far 5H and far 5M, just the threat of those into Zen Ryzen. Oh my god. You were taking 50% off of a Stray. You know how it does like 30% now? It did 50. It did like 45, 50. You were dying. Because you had no health in that game. Like, scaling in that game hurt, but the problem is he did like no hits. He had like 1 or 2 hits and you're taking 50%. Also, for people who do not know, that his 5U used to be a combo starter, not just from the corner, but from anywhere on screen. so if you got caught lacking, you didn't know this guy was a grappler. This guy was a grappler in vanilla. Like, yeah, it scaled like it did, but like, you're getting 5U'd mid screen. GG's, bro. GG's. Yeah, definitely not as scary in this game, but he's still a threat, to say the very least. Anyways, Lance. I feel like Lance is in the same position as 6. It's like he has the tools to get in, but it's like it's not for free. Like his teleport is 2-2. His 2-2 or his 5, or what is it? His 6U. The teleports are like good to get around like traps and stuff like that, but like if I play right in front of a trap or right behind a trap, he can't really like get in for free, or not get in for free. Like he can't just keep playing the game. It's not always his turn as long as I have something in front of me. So yeah, like if I give him space, he's probably gonna do 2-3-6H and run in. So you can't always give him that. So in that like scenario, you probably want to like rush him down, but it's not that bad if you just kind of hold your ground in front or behind a trap, because then he runs up and he does stuff, and now his turn is over because he stepped on a trap. Very cool. Although he can like BS traps by doing what is it, 6 into 8. Yeah, the like, I don't know, it's just like 5U into like 8U, and then it will clear traps and he won't get caught. So that's kind of not cool. So yeah, but I don't think it's enough to make it to where it's losing, because I feel like if you just react to his stuff, like, yeah, they can mix you up with like air stalls and like the quick like dive, but like if you play more like reactionary against this character, or just like sit back and let them like flail around until they do something stupid, then it's not that bad. So like I wouldn't mind just sitting back and letting this character like kill himself, basically. If I do get the chance to push and play offense, I will do that, but it's not like I need to, because most of the time they're gonna try to overcommit to something to try to open me up, and it's just gonna get them killed. So yeah, Charlotta. I remember MBK made a post saying that the Cag Charlotta matchup was unwinnable for Cag. No, I don't think so. I think this is a 5.5, 4.5. But the one thing that I feel like is keeping it from this is freaking 5U. I don't know if you've seen the clips of 5U, but oh my goodness gracious. I don't know if they have a hitbox of this. And if you ever seen 5U interact with traps, not cool. Not cool at all. Where is 5U? 2U? Is that under? Oh, that's unique action. They don't have a hitbox for it. That's so sad. Okay, anyways, let me show you. If you've never seen this before, this is dumb. This is so dumb. Why? Why? What? What the hell? Like this has no business doing that. Like literally, this has no business. Okay, it doesn't reach from that far, but like, bro. Okay, let me just do that if you're blocking. Yeah. I didn't turn it on, but hold on. Yeah, let me do this real quick. Here you go. Oh wait. We hold down back. It's so dumb. It's so dumb. Even better. Hold on. Let me see. Okay, I'm not like right there. It catches me in the air too. Like, did you see that? Did you see? It's so dumb. This is like. This is the one thing keeping this from like being a not cool matchup. Like, bro, do you see how high I was? Like, what? Why? Like, this is the only thing that's keeping this matchup from being, I feel like, not a 6-4. Because that is stupid. So stupid. Like, that's like a freaking Vaseraga length away from Charlotta. In the air. And I'm still getting caught. Like, it's so... So dumb. So dumb. But yeah, besides that, you get space from, like, if you get space on Charlotta, it's the same thing with, like, other characters. It's like, she can't really get in unless she runs up in 5 U's. But, you know, the good Charlottas do this. They'll run up in 5U because 5U is stupid. But yeah, I can just sit back and then force you to approach. And you're going to have to gamble on that 5U. Even though it works 90% of the time, you're still going to have to gamble to get in. But... yeah. If that 5U didn't exist, man. If that 5U did not exist, holy crap. Anyways, this is probably the last losing matchup of the 3. This is Katalina. Very cool. But, I don't even know. Is it losing or... I feel like it's losing. It's just like... it might be... It might be even. You know, we'll just keep it at even. We'll keep it at even. Like, Cat is stupid this patch, yes. But... she does have big buttons. But I can... zone her out. I can play around spear and stuff like that to kind of keep her out. And it's not like she has an easy way to get in. She has to kind of gamble off of like projectile and like thrust. And even if she has like, you know, the threat of thrust, I have trap. So yeah, her 2L is fast and is a low, so she can get in. But it's like there is risk in trying to clear traps and try to approach. So she kind of has to rely on projectile a lot to kind of catch me trying to set up or try to charge rock or trying to throw out spear. So it's like, it's committal, but like when she does get in, there's like no getting out. There is no getting out. So yeah, I feel like it's just her getting in, essentially. Okay, Djeeta has no losing matchups. So this just goes here. Djeeta it's the same thing as Cat. But Djeeta is scarier because she has 214U in this version. She has 214U. It's definitely a threat. And Charge Fireball is good for her because she can just run back full screen, charge Fireball, and then run behind it, and it's like Siegfried 236H. Well, pre-patch Siegfried 236H, but it's just, you know, she has to charge it. And it's not instant. So, yeah. I feel like that's like the one thing she has going for her over Cat. Well, you can roll it at least. Yeah, true. But yeah, it is basically her that's her win neutral tool. But it does have counterplay. So it's not like broken against Cag, but it's pretty solid against Cag, to say the very least. So yeah. Yeah. And then Gran goes up here. Not Cat, not Djeeta. Doesn't have the stuff. Projectile like doesn't act like Djeeta's, and he doesn't have the big buttons like Cat, but you know, he does damage. That's besides the point. He can't get in, he can't do damage. But you know, letting him, if you give him space, depending on who you play against, they're gonna charge 5U. 5U is scary as hell. It doesn't matter that it's not being used as much as it probably should be, even after the buffs, but that move is scary as hell. The last thing you want to get hit by is freaking 3-4 screen invincible highest damage starter. That's easier to link now, so yeah. That's not what you want to deal with, but yeah. I feel like the scariest thing from him full screen is 236U. It's fast, but yeah, that's about it. It's fast. So he can knock me down if I press at the wrong time and he throws out a 236U. But besides that, he has a hard time getting in as long as I get space. I hate fighting this character, but like, it's not that bad. It's not that bad. Anyways, that is the matchup chart, basically. If I were to order this, it'd probably be like this. This is like, actually no, it's like this. There you go. Something like this. I'm trying to think. Like, this is the closest to being down here. This is the closest to being up here. I feel like after Charlotte, it's like whatever. Probably like this. Like this, probably. Even this is probably the closest to losing. Or no, this is the closest to losing. This is the closest to being winning. I think we'll just. Let's see. Seox, Lance, Beatrix. Okay. Okay, now we look at this. The closest to being a 4-6 is probably this clown. This clown. This clown. I think the closest to even would probably be you. With that. Zooey easier to deal with than Anila. Probably not. Yeah, and then okay, so this is the easiest to go up a tier. But it's definitely not going up a tier. Okay. Something like that. Something like this.